Adam Schefter, as always, starts it off for us. Schefty, what does everyone need to know on this Saturday morning?
Good morning, Greeny, and it's so nice to see a group of spry, happy individuals. We start the morning with breaking news out of Atlanta. The Atlanta Falcons have named franchise legend Matt Ryan as the new director of football. It's a power role as they overhaul their organization. Their next job will be to find a general manager. The favorite might just be Ian Cunningham, whose Bears will be in action tonight. They have to find a head coach, but Matt Ryan now heads up the Falcons organization. As for the Green Bay Packers, Jordan Love has been cleared from concussion protocol for over a week now, but he will return to game action tonight in Chicago, hoping for a better wild card result than the Packers and Jordan Love got last season in Philadelphia. So that will be the challenge for him tonight as he looks to clear out of protocol and return to action. And then, as for some of the other news and developments today, Bryce Young heads into a critical game tonight, also a critical offseason. He obviously has a fifth-year option on his contract coming up. The Panthers are expected to pick up the fifth-year option in his contract as each of the 8 quarterbacks picked number 1 overall have had their options picked up. But the question is, can he turn that into more with a big postseason performance starting today against the Rams, who will have back Davante Adams, their wide receiver. After a multi-game absence due to hamstring issues, Davante Adams is back, healthy, and they get their red zone target and threat back today. So the Rams will be at full strength. Adams will be back for them. And, of course, Jordan Love will be back for the Packers. Everybody's coming back for the playoffs. Roma Dunze for the Bears. Lots of people in action for the wild card round tonight, Greeny.
All right, Schefty, stay handy. We'll be using you all morning. And later, Randy will have a real good demonstration of exactly what it is Davante Adams has done so effectively down by the goal line this year. But if there's one thing I know about Rex Ryan, it is that down deep inside, he always really wanted to be a weatherman. So he's got the Doppler radar ready for today's showdown.
Get it, Rex. And so, you know what? Let's jump here to Chicago. And what do I see? Snow. Don't worry about it, fans. That snow's blowing out of there. But Randy Moss, what do they call Chicago?
The Windy City.
There's a reason. It's going to be windy in Chicago, so get ready. Throwing the ball might not be as easy as you think. Let's bump on down here to Carolina. There's going to be rain. There's going to be rain and lots of it. Well, Alex Smith, what does it never do in California?
Rain, Rex.
Oh, it's Carolina. Get ready. It could be close. 50% chance right there. Okay, 50% chance. I think we got over
That is well done. We always knew Rex had missed his calling, and now we have figured out what it actually was. Okay, for our opening kicks, we are going to take an inside look at each of the 4 teams playing today. Teddy, beginning with the Rams.
Let's start with the Rams, and we all know about Puka Nacua, the unanimous first-team All-Pro wide receiver for the Rams, making spectacular catches like this all year, but it's not about this. For me, the Carolina Panther defense has got to do a better job of stopping the run. Last time they played, fellas, 7 yards a pop. Williams, Corum, they got to buck up and stop the run this week, fellas.
Well, let's stay with this game. The number 1 matchup, wide receiver DB of the day, Mike Jackson, Davante Adams. Last time they played him, as you can see, Davante Adams killing him on that one step now, but it's all about J.C. Horn and Jackson back there in the secondary. One thing about it, D.C. Evero for the Carolina Panthers was an offensive assistant for Sean McVay's L.A. Rams back in 2021. So, hey, Evero, if you got something tucked back in your back pocket, man, show it today.
All right, let's go to Chicago, where Jordan Love is making his first start in 3 weeks because of that concussion. And it's important in this one that he practices some patience early. Take what this defense gives you, get into a rhythm, and the big plays will come. At some point, this defense will challenge you, and then that's where they happen. They don't have the players on the outside to run with your receivers. Pick your moments. This is a defense that has lived on turnovers. It is important that you don't give them any life. Can't wait to see it, Jordan.
Well, you know what? I can't wait to see the offensive guru. When you think about that, Ben Jackson, you think pass, don't you, Moss?
Yes, sir.
Well, no. I think run. This guy is so creative in that run game. Watch for it today. He's got the two-headed monster, those two backs, but you can use multiple personnel groupings, gap runs, zone runs. He's got it all. I wouldn't be surprised as you see a lot of play action with Caleb Williams because of the success of that run game, Alex Smith. Woo, it's going to be a good one. And I'll tell you what they're going to do, light up that scoreboard in that game.
It's hard to imagine a game that could possibly mean more when you consider that is the longest standing rivalry in the history of the NFL. Packers and Bears have met twice in the postseason before. The first time was 1941. Rex will share his recollections of that game
Rex.
in the program. More
in
recently, they met in the NFC title game in January of 2011 at Soldier Field. And Teddy, this was peak Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, this was it here. I mean, look at the quickness running to the pylon. I see you, Aaron.
Packers would take an early lead. This was the game famous for Jay Cutler being unable to play the second half. People questioned him here. Alex, the body language, not so good.
Yeah, not so good with Jay at times.
Yeah, at times. And then nothing we love more, Rex, than the thick six.
B.J. Raji right there, the big Boston College product, rolls into the end zone.
And the Packers would roll the Bears that day, and then they would dance their way through the Steelers and win the Super Bowl. So that was their most recent playoff meeting. Now, these teams have played twice in the last 6 weeks. Let's go back to week 14. Bears were way behind in the first half. Then it's Caleb Williams bringing them back. Colston Loveland with a touchdown that would tie the game at 21 in the fourth quarter.
Guy Moss.
Ensuing Packers drive. It's Josh Jacobs powering it home. Packers go back on top, and then this was how it ended. Randy, it looked like Caleb had a chance for the touchdown at the end.
Well, one thing about it, I always talk about their second meeting. Caleb learned from that throw.
That's absolutely right. There's the icy handshake as the Packers would win that one. Then a couple of weeks later, the Bears were dead to rights. Down 16-9, 2 minutes left. They need an onside kick. These never work.
Man, was he in the Saturday Hands team meeting? Come on, man, make that play.
Oh, you need it right there.
Bears need multiple miracles. First, they need the onside kick. Then they need this on 4th and 4. Caleb for Jade Walker, and this one would go to overtime, tied at 16. Now, the Packers would get the ball first in the overtime. Remember, this is Malik Willis now at quarterback, and the snap is not clean.
And that was it right there. Turn it over, give the Bears a
Matt
chance.
LaFleur couldn't believe it, and that would lead to this, the play that everyone in Chicago was still talking about. DJ Moore, 46 yards
What a throw.
for the game winner. So the Bears win that one. Both teams know everything's at stake tonight.
I've got a ton of confidence in him, but it's not just about him. I think a lot of times the quarterback is going to get too much credit when you win and too much blame when you lose, and that's just the nature of it. But I think that there's nobody else I'd rather have, than Jordan.
I'm excited. I'm excited to go back there and, obviously getting another opportunity. I'll feel the pressure. I think the mindset we have as offense is, like I mentioned before, is we got to go down there and score. Every time we get an opportunity in the red zone, that's where we need to improve.
What a matchup this is. Kimberly Martin is in Chicago for us. Kimberly, what's it looking like there this morning?
Ooh, not great, Greeny. My crew and I, we arrived here at 6:30 this morning. The rain has picked up since then. The forecast today calls for a wintry mix of rain and snow, gusts up to 21 miles per hour, and a real field temp of 17. So that forecast definitely favors a Bears offense that is third in the NFL in rushing. Now, as for the Packers, they are rested, and their quarterback isn't worried about rust. You heard Alex talking earlier about Jordan Love. He hasn't played in 3 weeks because of that concussion, but he was asked about the missed time, and he said, I don't really have any concerns about that. But here's what Jordan Love should be worried about. This Bears ball-hawking defense. I spoke to their corner, Jalen Johnson, who said, we live for the takeaways. He said the key to stopping any quarterback, making any quarterback uncomfortable, not just Jordan Love, is pressure. Get in his face, speed up his timing, take away his first reads. Because Johnson said, if you give him time in the pocket, it's going to be a long day for everybody.
All right, K-Mart, stay close. We'll be checking in with you regularly through our 2 hours here. So let's dive into this. It's a matchup that obviously means everything historically and in this moment. And Teddy, you were saying last night, you think there's a lot of pressure on the Packers?
I do, because, first of all, this is a dogfight for bragging rights here, fellas. You talk about rivalry. We saw the icy handshake, what Ben Johnson said when he first took this job about beating the Packers. Jordan Love and LaFleur, in this Packer team, they are faced today with a team that the Bears have already won the division and now have a chance of eliminating you in the playoffs. You're about to be passed over. receiver, basically. So the Packers really haven't done anything significant in the playoffs. This is their chance here. I know Jordan Love is back from the concussion, but Chicago, all the momentum in Chicago with the first-year head coach, with the new quarterback playing so well, Green Bay has got to fight to get this one to at least keep little brother at bay.
Well, you know, Jordan Love, you mentioned that he's an elite quarterback. However, he's come up short the last 2 times in the playoffs, 2 touchdowns against 5 interceptions. So he's got to prove it. You talk about a ball-hawking secondary for the Bears. You know what I see with that Bear defense? Nothing. All right? If they don't turn the ball over, they absolutely
they don't care about yards.
No,
yards doesn't matter.
They don't care about it because they can't stop anybody. Certainly they do.
Oh, yeah.
I think they have the worst defense left in the playoffs. I think Green Bay, I get it. Jordan Love hadn't played for 3 weeks. I expect a high-scoring game in this one right here. Super high-scoring game because I believe in Ben Johnson. I believe, and Kimberly talked about the weather conditions, about how that run game, all right, his run game is so interesting, and every week it's a little different. He's got those things. So Green Bay struggled a little bit. They haven't won a game since Micah Parsons left. So I think it's going to be a great game, but expect high scoring.
You know, Rex, you're talking about they haven't won a game since Parsons left. If there's one player that really needs to stand up in this game, it'd have to be Rashawn Gary. You're talking about pass rusher. In the last 9 weeks, this man has had no sacks for his defense.
I saw a picture of him in the post office.
Missing, huh?
Yeah, I haven't seen him for 9 weeks.
So this is a big game, and the reason why I say, Gary, is because you're talking about getting Caleb Williams to the ground. We've always all season we putting his highlights up of him invading that rush. But if it's one person other than Rashawn Gary that I really need to say, I want to see where a guy like Jordan Love's motivation. This is the team that knocked me out and put me out for the last couple of weeks. I'm familiar with the team, and the reason why I want to see Jordan Love's game is what they didn't do last time. 0 for 5 in the red zone, and not taking anything from Malik Willis because he had a great game. But I think down in the red zone, you have to utilize your weapon, and I think Jordan Love being back, he will definitely utilize those guys.
I think Jordan Love has a big game today, right? He got ready to play this team twice. I know he got knocked out of the second one. He can't really get pressure, so Dennis Allen can't help himself but send pressure, right? He has to be aggressive. And Jordan Love has such a unique skill set against this fadeaway. I've just never seen this. You would never coach anybody to do this, but this guy's arm strength is ridiculous. Here's against the Bears. We don't even block this guy. Well, we'll just retreat and throw a 15-yard over route right on the money. Again, this is very, very rare. Here we're at Denver, again, another elite defense. Our back doesn't do a great job in protection. We'll just fade away, Randy. Look at this throw. This is an out route to the field.
That's beautiful.
I mean, unbelievable. And again, I think it's important today for Jordan Love to seize these moments. At some point, this Bears defense is going to try and come after him, and then that's when it's your advantage, right? You're better on the outside. They don't have anybody that can run with these receivers. Pick your moments, right? Take your shots there.
So you get your league-wide respect in the playoffs. That's what you do. We all feel like Jordan Love is a good quarterback, a solid quarterback. He's had great games, and we've seen all these spectacular things he does. You want your respect, though. This is where you win in the playoffs. This is what he has to do.
I think they got to remember that they have Josh Jacobs. At the beginning of the year, this was the best red zone back in the league. All right, so to me, feed him the ball in the red zone. The main thing is getting in the end zone. Doesn't matter how you get there, feed that beast.
Let me just say one last thing about what you guys were mentioning that actually it just irritated me as a former defensive player. When people say you haven't won a game since Micah Parsons left. The entire Packer defense has to be pissed off about that. They have to, because everyone's telling you you're not good enough. Well, this is your chance tonight to win a playoff game without Micah Parsons.
This defense is almost
anybody.
They're almost 10 points different with Micah out. Think about that. Think about the profound impact he has on a unit. One guy, 10 points.
You're telling me we can't win without a player?
I mean,
that would upset me.
I'm not saying that,
They
but
got to
I'm
step
saying
up. Somebody,
right now, that
Cooper,
defense,
Walker, these linebackers. I mean, without that statement, you do not want to start the offseason.
Gonna have to stop the run today.
You just don't want to start the offseason
almost quarterback level valuable is what Micah Parsons is for that defense. By the way, we'll see what Caleb Williams wears into the stadium tonight. Last week, he arrived to their regular season finale wearing a high school jersey. Turns out it was Ben Johnson's jersey from A.C. Reynolds High School in Asheville, North Carolina. And there he is. That's Ben Johnson, who as a junior quarterback led his high school team to a state championship. What do you think?
Get better fast!
Like a linebacker, man.
Bears on 3.